Good afternoon everyone and Happy New Year. I hope New Year brings you exactly what you want and I hope it comes in a nice package. We have got 3 choices today and the reading is going to be looking at new love coming your way in the next year. You might recognise this person already, maybe somebody you have in mind, or it may just be totally fresh. Your choices are the Swedish horse for number 1. You have got the troll for number 2. Troll. And you have got little chicken for number 3. So if you want to take your choice, we're going to use the astrology chart to put placements in, just to sort of give me ideas of placements and information I might be able to pull from it. So those are your 3 choices and I'll see you in a minute.
La música de Harry Frog.
Right, pan number 1. What I'm feeling as I've just got some of these cards turned over, that the person coming towards you is somebody who I feel is probably quite innocent, somebody who has generally a sweet nature, somebody who's quite mutable in many ways, quite changeable. You may know this person because they may find it difficult to make a decision. There may be a touch of Libra or Pisces or Gemini in this person. I think your person is in the process or has just left, or it's part of their life still, of leaving a long-term relationship, or that may be part of you meeting. I'm wondering here. Physically, your person may be, it feels like somebody who's good at flirting, somebody who's got a light-hearted personality, and somebody who is quite childlike in the way that they come across. It makes me think youthful. This person may be younger than you, but it feels like they may be juggling lots of different things. They may be good at juggling lots of different jobs. They may be one of those people who are quite transient in some ways. They could have worked abroad for long periods of time in their youth. Depending if they're young, they may still be there. It may be someone who does a summer season, summer season in the sun, a winter season skiing. And if they're older, they may be in the process of a life transition where they're trying to possibly, don't know about this bit, but establish roots, or they may be just more stationary at the moment. I think this is funny feeling here because it makes you think of somebody with a dry sense of humour, because you've got a very sort of flirty, funny, childlike, somebody who you expect to talk a lot. You've got cards here that indicate this person's quite youthful and quite, fun-loving, but you've also got cards here that say how they communicate is not with a lot of words. There's a feeling here this person may either leave you standing with information or leave you standing with something that they've said and then retract in some way so you're left thinking about it. Or there's a feeling here as well that your person just doesn't say much, or could possibly be in a life transition with regards to a relationship where they're not themselves. Let me just turn the fire off. It's very warm in here. The reason that I'm thinking is quite sweet-natured, because you've got the 5th house here with the 2 of Wands and this person looking out, and this person has gone through a transition in their life which could actually take them for 10. I think I made that up. I'm thinking like Hang 10, like a surf brand here, but there's a feeling here that they're still looking out, there's still hope there, and some people can actually go into themselves after big shifts in life and until they heal and come out again. Your person feels as if life has to be lived and there's a short amount of time to do it, and although they're hurt, they've still got to move forward here. And then you've got here for your 1st house the 2 of Pentacles, which makes me think of somebody young and playful, somebody who can change their personality and adjust. So that's where I'm thinking mutability. But the communication down here is the 8 of Cups. So that is emotionally walking away from something. And if that's how they communicate, and I'm taking this as communication rather than siblings or short journeys, it may change as I go along when I pull up more cards. Is a feeling of, to me, doesn't make me think of communication. It makes me think of somebody who may be adjusting in some way, although their heart feels innocent, or their intentions are innocent, or there's a childlike ability to keep picking themselves up after they've hit rock bottom, but they're not themselves when you meet them. It feels like there's slight bits inside themselves are they're quite unusual, to be honest, is what I'm thinking here. Your person may work in the travel industry, because I'm picking up values here. So I've turned over the 12th house, the second house and the 9th house here. And the second house makes me think of somebody, because you've got the 9 of cups here, somebody with regards to values. They may be quite fulfilled in themselves. They may be quite secure in who they are. There's a feeling here as well that they may actually be reasonably well off, and that may be why they've been able to sustain a transient lifestyle, because we can't do that, can we? Oftentimes we have to stop. They may have rich parents. They may basically have money through a job or something that they've done, and there's something in the bank to give them that sort of change in life that isn't really knocking them for six. And finances are part of that, because you can't do these things. That's an extra stress, isn't it? And this person feels to me as if they're happy in themselves, as if they are quite content with what they've done with their life so far and where they're going and where they've come from. And you've got up here for the 9th house here. Now, this person, as I just said, with regards to the 6 of Pentacles here, may work in the travel industry. To have that in your 9th house with the exchange of money there, they may just move around a lot for finances or travel a lot within their job. Yeah, I think this person coming into your life, and this isn't going to be difficult for you, I don't think, because your person seems all together. I think is having a shift with regards to where they live, their home environment. If they're older, there may be children involved here, and it feels like things are wrapping themselves up. But your person, it's almost like a feeling in this. It's not a spread, is it? But this circle of somebody who, this may have been going on a long time, where they've actually, before somebody dies and they're ill for a long time, and you slowly start accepting it. It feels like this. It feels like your person is going through tough times, but inside themselves, they've accepted it and they're dealing with it. So I know this isn't really sexy New Year's spread, but this is what I'm picking up. Yeah, your person could be in some sort of transition where their whole everyday normal life is moving on, but they've maintained that feeling of self-worth and that feeling of joy in life, that they could also be starting a new job. This person could be is in a huge life transition and is dealing really well with it. This is somebody, once you get to know them, I think is going to be able to bring things to you that not many people have. It feels like they add to your life. There's no hassle, there's no trouble. They've gone through a life transition, they're moving on, and they're not going to put that on anybody else. It's like they've dealt with it, they've turned inwardly, and what they've got to give outwardly in the world is quite precious in some way, because it feels like they know who they are and what they've got to give, and they want to make some sort of sacrifice, isn't the word, they want to make some sort of stamp in the world that's positive. Your person, I think here, you've got the 4 of Pentacles here for the 12th house, and I'm looking to what they keep themselves, what secrets have they got. What they keep themselves is they work bloody hard on themselves, and you've got, I'm swearing there, and then you've got cards here of being quite playful and quite fun with regards to how they come across. This person feels as if, I'm thinking tears of a clown. It's that type of feeling, but it's not as sad as that, because it feels as if there's substance in this person where they've actually decided that's who they want to be. That's how they want to show up. And so what you're getting is not phase. It's just, it's a decision. It's a decision of how they want to show up, who they want to be. There's a lot of difficulty behind this person's life. This person's struggling through something, and my guess in this spread would be changing a work situation, very possible ending of a commitment, a relationship. And there's the 4th house is involved here, so this is a whole shift internally. And to have the 9 of swords down here for the 4th house. This person could be going through some, like you get Pluto in the 4th house, and I've seen people with this and they have breakdowns. Yeah, breakdowns. They just go so much inside themselves, where they're coming from, who they want to be, and it's like they face up to the bits that they don't like about themselves, to be honest, is what I'm thinking. And your person's quite happy with this, because it's like, to me, it feels like somebody's all together, somebody who's got more to give, is able to adjust their personality to face up to the bits they're not too keen about themselves. And if you're watching this looking for sexy and, I'm not getting it in this is somebody that you actually want to be with rather than somebody that you want to spend a night with. This is nice. This is somebody who can fight and come out without pulling other people down with them, and comes out stronger at the end of it. This person's sociable. There's a feeling here this person likes to play. There's a feeling here this person likes to be out in public, likes to socialise. Somebody who's probably known by lots of different people, has always got a smile on their face. Somebody that people come towards when they feel down, and this person's hiding a transition in their life that not many people would guess. Before I start, actually, there's a feeling here that you may, when you first meet this person, get the wrong end of the stick. They may appear quite terse to you, or they may appear quite different from your usual type with regards to what comes out of their mouth and how they say things. And I don't know whether this has got something to do with being playful, but I wouldn't snap at this person. This person feels as if they're just sort of trying to find peace with themselves. It's difficult because you've got the 5 of Wands here in the middle, with a backdrop of somebody who is somebody you want to be around. So why are you getting the 5 of Wands? I'm wondering whether this person's going to maybe introduce to you in a contentious situation or an argument, or you may have a disagreement with them, or you may not like them immediately. And then you begin to see what I suppose is a feeling of substance behind what you might find quite shifty to begin with. And that isn't so much a face, but it's part of them possibly when they were young, and they've maintained it for the best reasons. They may have maintained it to be more playful, to be more, to be more light-hearted in some way, but there's growth behind this person that has changed who they are completely. And it's one of those feelings of somebody that needs to be proud of themselves here. You may know this person already. Your person, you could work with them possibly. There's a feeling here that they may be moving away from you. There's a possibility with the Hierophant and the World card here, that they may be either coming into your life from a different country, or to me it feels like different country here, or they are already in your life and moving away. And this, if it's a work situation, they're shifting away from you in work, perhaps moving offices or something here. You'll recognise this person because they will look good. They will be one of these people who everybody knows because, oh yeah, so-and-so, because they look good. And to be honest, that's one of, we always talk about this a lot at home, thinking, why looks so important. But even little kids tend to look at, I remember seeing a study once, teachers, or to behave better for teachers who are better looking, which is very, very unfair. But it's just is basically how our minds process things. I think that might be changing though in some way, not so much the immediate reaction, but with regards to a lot of us trying to, not that I've tried, but to look perfect and manipulate our appearances in so many different ways with the media that we've got. And I'm wondering, because things go a certain way every time and they backlash and come the other way. So I think in the next 10 years it's going to be really sexy to be different. Yeah. You've got the Queen of Cups here as well. This is what made me think, because the Queen of Cups to me makes me think of attachment, makes me think of emotional attachment. So I don't know whether you know this person already. So there's somebody around you who is fun and playful, but you know is going through a life process, and they may have said things that have annoyed you, but below that surface, this is somebody who's battling with more than you could possibly guess at the moment, or going through transitions. And to me, I would say kindness here is needed. There's a strong feeling here that your person has very, very strong in their chart Libra, Gemini, Sagittarius, Libra being the strongest for me here. This is probably somebody who's quite charming, somebody who's looks really good, somebody who's very kind, somebody who's very gracious. I'm thinking not with regards to looks, but maybe Tom Hiddleston, his personality when he's being interviewed, he's very articulate, he's very bright, he can speak so many languages, and he's quite charming. He's the type of person you expect to pull your chair out for you. You know, that type of feeling, you know, like a gentleman or a lady that's quite gracious, somebody that's very good. Hosting parties is a big thing here. This person, you may actually find them in their own party, you know, where you're invited to them, to their house, as what I mean there. That wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. It's a very good chance you could, if this isn't a work situation, that you meet them out in a group of people, and this person goes the extra mile to make you feel comfortable. I'm thinking of, what's Wolverine's name? Hugh, not Hefner, not Grant. Hugh Jackman. He has that Libra type of quality, and I know I'm thinking when Jennifer Lawrence fell over in the Oscars and he ran over to help her up, but there's that, he is, when he's talking, he comes across very Libra to me. He's very gracious, very charming, waits for the people to talk, and he's got room to give, I think, here. And some personalities are very straightforward. This person would adjust their, I don't know, this person's going to say would adjust their speech to not hurt, but I don't know at the beginning here. I don't know if this is just you picking up an aura of what I just said earlier was transition. This person may also introduce themselves, and the first thing that they talk about is got something to do with their relationship, their long-term relationship, whether it's finished or it's in the process of finishing. This may be some sort of communication that you exchange straight away, or it's something that's quite pertinent with regards to your relationship anyway. If you know this person already, that may be part of it. This person may be discussing that their relationship has ended. It feels to me that, and I keep banging on about this person's transition, but you've got here in the 5th house, you've got the 2 of Wands, and I'm just trying to get more information here, and you've got the 10 of Swords here with the Sun. So this is somebody, as I said earlier, with the 10 of Wands, is changing. Something in their life is ending. Career, more likely to be long-term relationship, or they've picked themselves up after being in a long-term relationship, and they've started looking out. And as I said, when you've got the Sun here with it, in a mutable nature, it makes me think of somebody that likes to play, somebody that likes to laugh with you, somebody that likes to make you smile, somebody who likes to socialise, somebody who likes life to be light and fun. This is somebody, and this feels to me, and I don't know if this is right, this could be a process that they've gone through since being teenagers. This may be somebody who's, this person works hard to please their partner with regards to physical relationships and emotional connections. You've got the 3 of, in the 8th house, you've got the 3 of Pentacles, and you've got the 2 of Cups up here. So to me, this feels like somebody that with this Libra feeling as well, somebody that knows what is very intuitive, knows what the other person needs, and a very practical sense is prepared to work towards it, to be able to make that other person happy with the Two of Cups. It's a feeling of somebody that this is really, I don't want to make it trivial in some way, and it's like they're old enough and wise enough to know that some things don't work. They may be quiet, they may enjoy it, there may be a romantic sense about them, but they're still prepared to put the effort in to a physical relationship to keep it alive. And the Two of Cups, it's got a feeling that the physical connection is probably one of the main pulls in this relationship. Really strong physical. It's a feeling of bonding and a feeling of being able to discuss what you both want, if you know what I mean here. It's not a case of wham bam, don't talk about it. It's a case of, without taking away the passion or in any way, but it's somebody who's quite open with regards to physical relationships, things that life, death, love, to me it feels like here. Somebody that likes to connect in a very strong way. Somebody that may have, and this is a really strange feeling, may actually study this type of thing, like tantric sort of aura here, or whatever the word is. Because that's working and studying, and this is connection. So I don't know. Okay, this person is going to make you feel obsessed in some way. This is somebody who's going to, their impression on you, the way that they make you feel, the way that they make you look at life is going to be overwhelming. The physical pull, the Lovers and the Devil card here, and me just talking about this, may be the main connection initially. This may be somebody who really floats your boat with regards to what we've just talked about and how you connect. There's probably a feeling here. This person is admired by lots of different people. It feels like they look good, they smell good, they walk well, they talk well. Everybody knows and they're sociable, they're out and everybody knows their name. And it feels as if, it feels like putting an electric blanket on, where it starts heating up slowly, this one. And you get quite obsessed, and it's almost like you have to stop yourself thinking and stop yourself looking at the astrology chart, stop yourself, don't look at the media. It feels like you're going to have to keep some sort of hold on this so that you don't get carried away, I think. There's a strong feeling this person travels a lot, and it's come up quite a few times in this. It feels like somebody whose job or life situation has got something to do with projecting forwards. You've got here... Oh no, hold on. There's movement, sorry, I'm mixing up cards there. Up here with in the 10th house, you've got the 6 of Wands, and you've got the 3 of Wands, I can't count today, which has a really strong feeling of somebody who needs to initiate things, somebody who likes to project forwards, keep things moving, is quite confident in work. Your person does have an air of confidence that's not overpowering. This is somebody, as I said earlier, is probably a very diplomatic businesswoman, businessman. Somebody who's, as I said, quite charming. Confident, charming, but in a smooth way, not an overpowering way, not in a bulldozer way. It feels as if they wait for people to talk, and then they listen, and they do deals, and they keep moving, and there's no fuss here. And your person also feels like somebody who's got a very strong internal nature with regards to self-checking. It's like checking who you are, where you are, who you want to be, where am I going next. And people pick this up in a work situation. This person's much sought after in work, I think. This isn't somebody who rolls to work and shuts off. This is somebody who wants to make the most of moments and relationships and where they want to be in life. This has got, I'm going to switch off and come back because the camera switches itself off. This has got a feeling of somebody who, if I'm not looking at the cards now and how you'll recognise this person This is what I'm thinking. This may be totally wrong, but I'm thinking of somebody who's tall, slimish, somebody who is in and out of relationships, but they walk in a very, this is ridiculous, in a very smooth way. It's not like, you know, some people rush into rooms and they're banging things and slamming things. This person, you will know them because they're confident in themselves. They're the type of person to come up and shake your hand and look you in the eye and introduce you to lots of different people. You'll know this person because initially you may not like them. This one, as I said, with electric blanket feeling, this is one that will simmer when you find out more about them. Good looking, but it feels like sometimes they're good looking, but you've decided in your mind you don't like the good looking type. Which we do. I do that sometimes. But I know he's too good looking. She's too good looking. I know sometimes I like hairy people, and I mean hairy in the broadest sense, hairy personalities. This person may be quite smooth with regards to the way they look, and you're thinking, actually, no, I do like hairy people. I like people rough and ready. But the more that you get to know this person, their hairy personality is fighting underneath the surface, and there's something really sexy about that. And that's when you start getting attracted. They play with you, not in a manipulative way, but in a sweet way. And then when you learn, or you find out how they can still manage to be that personality after what I guess is either a tough experience. I'm going to say tough childhood, don't feel that. This feels like a home experience or a relationship experience or change in work that you begin to... This is a Mr. Darcy. This is, when he finds out that Mr. Darcy has actually released... What does he do? Release... Oh yeah, it's Mr. Darcy when they find out that he's basically got these nice qualities when he pays for to somehow smother Elizabeth Bennet's naughty sister's relationship. This is like you find out gradually and then you start falling big time, and you've got to be careful to almost hold on. I say hold on to your knickers. I didn't mean that. I was going to say hold on to your horses. I don't think knickers. So I think that's who's pile number one. That's how I don't know if this is really clear. No, actually, I'm not going to say that. I hope this is really clear for you. It feels like warming up to somebody who everybody else already likes, and then your first interaction doesn't live up to what your expectations are from other people's information, but it unravels and it unrolls, and you start being really attracted towards this person. And the biggest pull, I think, amongst other things apart from admiration, is a strong physical contact that's open and honest and exchanged in a way that, this is going to sound strange, but sex is going to be a big part of this. And it's not like sex that isn't talked about. It's sex that's discussed. It feels like mature sex. Imagine that. This feels like people who discuss what the other person wants, and it's not grimy, it's not fearful. It just feels as if it feels experimental, and it also feels as if it's trying to please the other person, but not in a way that it's not inclusive. I can't explain that really well. If I can think of films, actually I can't. I would be able to give one, but I can't. It just feels like a strong... And I'll tell you what I'm thinking, and I really feel really creepy saying this, but it feels like two people that experiment in a physical relationship, but they're still looking at each other's eyes. Does that make sense? It feels like you're going slightly outside your comfort zone, but you both want it, and there's still an extremely strong emotional connection, which makes it feel quite exciting. It's not like raw exciting, as in there's no connection. It's something new, and you feel a little bit on edge about it. It's more than that, but it's a big part of it. Pile number one, I'm going to leave you there. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Bye. Okay, pile number... You can't see some of these. I feel sorry now for pile number one because I'll pull them up a bit. I'll let you see the cards. Peeking out here. I'll show you the cards as I go through here. Pile number 1, there's a strong feeling that this is 2 females in a relationship in this one. Your person may come across as, if it's not 2 females, as being extremely feminine with regards to how they react to emotional situations, how they care for people. It feels like somebody who's quite slow moving, somebody, and I said this in pile number 1, when they walk into a room, that they don't rush. This is somebody that speaks slowly and somebody that's there when, I'm going to say shit hits the fan in some way, but it does feel like that. It feels like somebody who can take on a load of emotional trauma and difficult physical circumstances without being too wavery. Somebody quite solid, somebody who's used to picking other people up, somebody who's quite mature with regard to their responses. Somebody whose ascendant sign may be in a feminine sign, like Pisces or something like that, because this person on initial appearance comes across as being very sweet, very gentle, very receptive, somebody who waits and listens and takes in information. This may be somebody who doesn't have to assert themselves in every moment of the day. This may not be somebody who doesn't have to do you know when I think of like Jupiter type people, and I mean this more as liver type people, and I always think when your liver's whipped up, life gets into a frenzy. And I often, when I've seen kids, when it's windy outside, wild, and just like kites flying around screaming, honestly, it's like something else. And oftentimes when you see people, and I always think taking Coke makes other people, I don't mean Coca-Cola, it gives people a liver personality. It's very sort of confident and bolshy a little bit, and a little bit, there's a slight touch of arrogance there. When I used to go out when I was younger, you could always tell what people were taking by their personalities, and there's always a strut on the liver. What I call them livery people, which I quite like, to be honest, because it feels good. I'm not saying that I take Coke, but I'm just saying that feeling of feeling confident, I get it. The reason I'm saying that has got me doing some stupid experiment with MSM once. MSM, I think it is. It's sulfur. And I honestly felt as if I was like, for a day, you don't want to know what I did. It's quite funny, but I'm not going to tell you anyway. But it's something like Hulk-like. And I had to stop doing it because I enjoyed it for the day, but I can feel other people's energy by experimenting with my own body, and I don't mean that in a drugs way. MSM is just sulfur. Anyway, what I was trying to say here, that your person doesn't come across like that whatsoever. There's a feeling here of being the complete opposite. This isn't somebody that doesn't feel the need to, and I'm going to talk about livery people again, they don't have to be the boss of the gang. They don't have to assert themselves. They don't have to, this type of person doesn't have to project forward too much into life and make plans. You may get somebody who likes to make lists, but that's totally different in my eyes. And I'm thinking livery people again that like to plan. They've got to have that dopamine kick of having something to succeed at and tick it off. Your person's quite smooth with regards to how they come forward in life, how they project themselves. Your person's got quite a down-to-earth flirting fashion, and what I mean by that, this isn't somebody who's I have to think of people when I'm thinking of this. Somebody was saying yesterday, I don't want to give names of, it was a lovely story of me. It was almost like, those fateful stories, and I don't like to talk about fate because I think that we make it, not all of it, most of it. She had seen a man and it taken her breath away, and then put into a situation where he was there again, and it was not expected. But she went up to him and said, "Do you want to have a coffee?" That to me feels like, regardless of how jittery you're feeling at times, it's solid, it's there, it's done. It's not somebody who likes to look across a room for half an hour or likes things unsaid. This person, when they come towards you, will want something solid. They'll want a date, they'll want action, they don't want it all in their mind. This person will be looking for an emotional connection to you. So when you will recognise them by the way that they look into your eyes, There'll be no hiding in this. This person is open with their communication, even though it's subtle. And it feels as if there's confidence here, but not the need to push it outwards. And I'm going to apologise to all livery people here. I'm not putting out the star sign or a certain planet whatsoever, because different processes in our life bring that out. Different transits can bring that out, and it's fantastic. And it is what it is. And all the different types we talk about, some I can identify with, you can tell the way I speak that it's easier because I know lots of people like this, and other ones I struggle with. Livery people, I know, I feel, I enjoy their company, but we all need different types to fit into the jigsaw, or else it's very boring. It's very boring indeed. There's a slight feeling here that your person, it's not as strong as the last pile here, because the 7th house here, and I'm just, I can't use all the different parts of each house, but the 7th house, you've got the 5 of Cups up here. And it makes me think that it's not a strong feeling at the last pile that this person has in some way, is in the process of moving out of a very steady relationship. This has got a feeling that they may have, their expectations may be a little bit more grounded than they were when they were in their teens. It feels like they're not expecting flowers and romance and skipping around maypoles in this relationship. It's like what they're asking for is solid, and this is somebody who's gone through situations in relationships, seen what works, seen what doesn't work, and that has honed themselves in to be able to come forward in a very sort of, what I'm saying, what I'm offering is exactly what I've got to give. This person doesn't feel the 10 of Pentacles here, Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, does feel very feminine, feels like a woman to me. So, that's probably what you're going to get. But it feels like somebody who knows who they are, and somebody who comes towards you in a way that is you can count on, I suppose. Confidence that you can count on, because it's not over bowling, it's not showmanship. What they say is what they mean. This is somebody, this makes me cry, I'm going to say it now. I'm going to put these cards up so you can see them a little bit more. This is somebody who opens their Christmas present, they don't like it, they tell you. Yeah, we have that a lot, not in my family, but the other side of my family. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. But this is somebody who would, and would say it in a very gracious way. I can't comment on that one. I'm going to have to come back to that. That's a cracker to have in the 8th house. The only thing I can think of at the moment with regards to the 8th house and another woman coming up is, once again, there's a very strong feeling this is a woman. This could be somebody who is... There's even a strong feeling that this person is, I have to be careful because I don't look into this very much, going through, is the term gender reassignment? I don't know, excuse me if I've got that wrong, but that's what that could be. You've got the 8th house here of sex, you've got the 10 of Swords and the Queen of Rods here, and I've got a feeling here of being extremely feminine, and then you've got an ending in what I would say is the sex, birth, death there. So this could be somebody who is changing their gender in some way. Just a thought there here. Or at least experimenting. Or changing their... I'm really careful, and because I don't mean to insult anyway, but I don't know the correct terms, to be honest. Trying to change whether they're like men or women, possibly there as well. I suppose, yeah, they could just like one particular sex and then they're bisexual. Don't know, there's a feeling here more. I've got to go back to that because there's definitely more going on here with that. Your person is confident in who they are and where they're going. This is somebody who stands steady and there's a slight fixity about this. They stand steady in who they are, and not many people can rock them. There's a gentleness about them, I think, like a Scorpio, that gives them a hidden power. This is probably where the pull is with regards to you. There's a feeling here as well that this confidence has come from extremely stable or a very supportive home life. This to me feels like somebody whose parents do things with them. Yeah, imagine that. You know, parents who take them places, and the whole process has been like a conscious decision from the moment that they're born until the moment that they leave when they're 18 or whatever, to make sure this person is pushed out into the world and knows who they are and acts in a very ladylike or gentlemanly fashion, but is not afraid to assert themselves. This is a feeling of somebody that's not, doesn't put themselves below other people or above other people. This has got a really lovely feel about it. Your person may be somebody who, there's still fire with regards to everyday activities. There's fire here with regards to, their home life may have made a big impression on how they like to project themselves outwards with regards to career and everyday activities. And I'm thinking here of Richard Branson, which I've said quite a lot of times, who's Leo Moon. So Leo Moon is a possibility here of parents who supported him with small businesses and bit by bit made him flourish until he didn't see the world as a scary place, didn't take other people's opinions or people who set up businesses as being something totally out of his zone. He was part of it, and it feels like, you know, top of the world feeling here. This person's not afraid to assert themselves in the world. There's no fear of the people and what they've set up. This isn't somebody who has automatic respect for people in authority, automatic respect for anything. This is somebody who has respect for people because that's who they are, and there's no fear with regard. It's difficult to say this. You know, when you're in school and you expect your teachers and your headmaster to be fantastic. And as we go through life, we learn that they're not, because nobody can live up to some people's expectations, especially mine. This is somebody who hasn't grown up with like trying to bring people down a notch. This is somebody who's been brought up getting up notches by themselves or with family support, and has that confidence not to knock people down, but to be part of other people's worlds without fear. There's a feeling here as well, your person may have what may be termed a more traditional view to religion or spirituality, or whatever belief they hold on to that makes them feel like the world is a smaller place and makes them feel part of it. This is somebody who may have chosen a religion or a way to make sense of the world that their parents have chosen, and that makes them feel good. I don't know, I'm thinking of Jordan Peterson here because I've no idea. I know that he's got Catholic leanings, but I don't know about the rest here. So it's just somebody who has a strong, we all have a need to believe, don't we? But this person's beliefs are based on something that they've learnt from people that they trust. It's not somebody who's reaching outside comfort zones, this one. This is somebody who likes the tried and tested with regards to where they want to stand firm in this world. But this is somebody who in business I think is extremely confident, somebody who's extremely flexible with regards to gender identity, or this person may be different from your usual. This, to me, this feels like a woman. And I don't know whether this has got some sort of change going on with, and I said gender reassignment here. There's just two things that are very strong in here. It could be just, you know, if that's not the case, it could be somebody who's going through a very feminine patch in their life, like having a Neptune transit, and it's bringing out what I guess is more internal processes, more reflection, more spirituality possibly. That's what I'm getting. Anyway, let's ask some questions and see. The reason that you'll recognize your person is their confidence, their ability to not have to make an impression. It feels like coolness and sweetness, and the Lover card there's going to be a huge physical draw towards this person. To have the Six of Wands with the Lovers card here makes me think that do you know, I can just see two people standing in a bar talking, and you're almost, you know, like your mind's working really slow, then you start talking and it's whirring, as in, oh my gosh, who is this? And the conversation is controlled and leaves you guessing in some way, but the physical attraction doesn't in any way leave you guessing. I think the impression that you give this person is a feeling of, the first part was like the main person that you're looking at was going through a transition but still had a sense of humour. This has got a feeling that you come across like that to them. It feels like you've got inner depth, but it feels like there's playfulness inside you of learning lessons and not caring as much. It feels like you've got that, it's like a sparkle in your eye, or something about you that is quite titillating, I was going to say, or very interesting, because it feels like something there's more flippant inside you when they are a little bit more honed into practicalities. And I wonder whether that's where the spark hits off. Your person comes across as very genuine. You come across as slightly naughty, perhaps looking for an edge, or, you know, to make it that little bit more exciting. When you meet this person, it will be, I think, in some either a sociable event or something that feels like the beginning of a course, or you know, you're communicating, you're like pushed together, talking about something. Your person's being very sort of natural and relaxed and very sincere, and you're trying to be that, but your little mind will be whirring 10 to a dozen. And when this person leaves you, you'd be like, the physical impact that they have on you is going to be quite big, but it feels as if it's an exciting new beginning that you actually meet each other in, like new job, lots of people around, lots of people talking. I get an image here of being, it could be like speed dating, but if it's not, it's still that image. It's like swapping partners, talking, you know, it's like starting college feeling here. Communication, excitement, lots of people around, new beginnings, new journeys, and this person comes towards you. Okay. I was just trying to put one more card out for one more thing to recognise this person when they come into your life, if they're not there already. And you've got the Ace of Cups. It will be immediate. There'll be something very smooth and gentle and attractive about this person that you won't be able to deny. The physical attraction will be really big. Your person's very easy with themselves. There's a confidence here. There's a confidence in who they are as a person, the impact that they make on the world. There's no scrabbling in your person. There's no desperation. It makes me think of somebody that I know who was Scorpio Pisces, and the way that they turned up into the world was very sort of profound, gentle, and it was this feeling. And this was a man who owned their own business, and, you know, a huge big business, but was extremely gentle and quite playful in a very sweet way. I met him on the beach, a lot older than me, probably about 30 years older than me. And when I met him in a town, he said, "I'm surprised you recognise me with my clothes on." And he said in a really sort of smooth, playful, sweet way, that's how your person's going to come across. It's going to be playful, but it's going to be controlled. It's not like jittery and giggling and laughing. It's like a conversation where you fall into it and you fall into this person's lap without doubt. Very feminine feel about it. And as I said earlier, it doesn't have to be a woman. It could be somebody who is just Pisces, Scorpio, relaxing themselves, and that type of aura. So pile number 2, I'm going to leave you with that. I hope that gives you some sort of something to peruse over with regards to who may be coming towards you next year. Thank you. Bye. Okay, well, pile number 3, I've only turned over a few cards here so far. You're getting somebody coming into your life, I think, who has got, hold on, somebody who doesn't flirt, to be honest, somebody who doesn't play, somebody who has got a very strong personality, comes across as very, I was going to say cocky here, and I don't want to say that, but at the moment with the 5 of Swords in the centre here and the Ascendant, the first house coming up as the 6 of Wands, there's a feeling that this may be your first impression, however wrong it may turn out to be. It feels as if, to be honest, your first impressions of this person aren't immediately positive. Your person comes across as they project an image that's very cocky, very larger than life, very louder than you may possibly like, very big. And I'm thinking Will Smith when I'm saying this, loud voice, tall type of feeling. Somebody who's got a strong personality comes across in groups, and this may be just a face. I'm thinking Leo rising here, but with something, because he's Virgo, isn't he? He doesn't come across as Virgo because he's got his voice and his demeanour. It's normally stronger. I don't think initially the person that you're going to be attracted to at first, you will be attracted to them. I don't think you will, is what I'm trying to say here. You've got here that when this person commits, when they've made their mind up that this is the relationship that they want, then they really do hold tight. But you've got feelings here of somebody with a big personality that possibly rubs you up the wrong way initially. And the Justice card in the 12th house is what they're actually hiding is that they've got their eyeballs out for somebody who's going to be able to play. And I know you're all running now saying, I've done enough of that. This is somebody who doesn't want to play as in muck you about. This is somebody who wants somebody strong back, who can, not that they're pushing to push you over the edge. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah. Okay, this person I feel is looking for a strong personality, somebody who can fight, and this feels that initially you're going to get off on the wrong foot with each other, and this person, the way that you react is probably got something to do with how the relationship unfolds in the future, is what I'm thinking here. The Justice in the 12th house, the 5 of Swords there, you've got the 7 of Swords with regards to long-term relationships, and that's somebody that commits, but it only commits if your person, this may sound rude, but feels like the other person has strength and substance. Yeah, you're saying yes on that. Your person's tough. This person that's coming into your life, and I don't know whether you know them already, is a fighter. Your person may hold a position where they, or they may have had to been tough since they were young. They may have been the oldest one in a family that had to bring up the rest of the family, or left in a situation where they couldn't really react that emotionally to situations. They could care for people really well, but they didn't think about it. It was like, this person needs this, gonna give it to them. And they worked really well with that. It feels like somebody with end of fire signs here. Well, I don't know, I'm thinking 26 degrees, something around there with regards to fire, in fire signs, and this person shows up as being responsible and tough, but they've got an ability to connect once they think that opening. I'm going to change that because that sounds very rude. They've got an ability to connect with somebody who they feel isn't flimsy, because they can't do flimsy. They've never been allowed to do flimsy. your person's committed to their work. I wonder whether, this is what I feel, I don't know if it feels right. When you meet your person, you're going to think they're hard. They've had to be hard to get through something in their situation. There could be something in early childhood, teenage, where they've lost a parent, is a feeling I'm getting here, something quite tough. And there could be somebody who, I don't know what, has grown up in a war zone, or somebody, or had difficulty with regards to just living life and the sweet bits of life. They've just had to survive. And how that's turned them out as a person has got this Capricorn Aries feeling of enjoying their work, because it allows them to live out their personality in a way that makes them feel good, because the best bits about them that they have had to develop fit really well in a work situation where they don't mind striving. It makes them feel alive. There's a possibility here they may be working from home at the moment, which I don't think would sit well with this type of person. Hold on. Yeah, your person is a business type person. I don't know whether, I'm not saying they go to work in suits, but their intentions with regards to, they want life to be big. They want to feel as if everything that they do with themselves has an impact in some way. This isn't somebody that has flimsy plans and dribbles through life. This is somebody that plans big and likes life to have it be a struggle in some way, because it makes them feel alive. Yeah, this is a huge personality. Sociable, playful, but with a small group. This is like somebody who has a small group of friends and then only shows those few people who they really are, and initially you're not going to enjoy this person. This person's a giver. This is somebody, it makes me think of late Aries for some reason. I mean, I've got lots of different thoughts here, but it's somebody with fire in them, somebody, and I'm saying this because I've met people like this, who don't take crap from anybody because they're too busy giving to people who really need it. Does that make sense? This is somebody with strength that works for other people. This is somebody that doesn't stand still when they're uncomfortable, because they will say that I don't need that and they'll be off. Somebody difficult to hold on to. And I don't mean in relationships, I mean when the situation feels as if it's gone down a track that they don't appreciate, they're off. Really strong feeling here. It feels like trying to tame a horse, this one. How will you recognise this person? My God, you will recognise this person. I can't even tell you how you recognise this person. Confidence, creativity, the ability to make holes in reality. And that is really dramatic, I know, but that is what I'm thinking here. This person coming towards you is going to come across, you may pick up as arrogance. I can't see arrogance in these cards. I'm just thinking with the Five of Swords there and two people battling. That's what you may pick up initially. You don't get people in your life like this that often. This isn't a wishy-washy. Will this person, how will I know who it is? You will know exactly who it is. Oh my gosh, I'm asking what your first interaction will be like here, and I've got the Nine of Wands, I've got the Seven of Wands, and I've got the Five of Cups. You're going to walk away from this first reaction thinking, don't like that person. It's almost like you've got the Five of Swords with Scorpion scrapping as well at the beginning. It feels like you're having to defend yourself. This person, oh my gosh. Oh, we watched I Capture the Castle over Christmas. One of my favourite books. And it's a really childish bit in it where the girls fall in love with the next door neighbours, who are two Americans that come and live in a castle, which was filmed here actually. My daughter's favourite book, to the fact, this is what we laugh at. We said, oh, you manifested that, because next door, two young good-looking guys came to live, and we live in the middle of nowhere. So she's like driving past, trying to hide under the steering wheel because she doesn't want to meet them, because their mum don't want to meet them. But there was a woman in this film who was, because the two American boys that moved in, really rich family, and they owned the castle, and the mum was really shitty. She was really aggressive with the things that she said, and she was like, straight to the point and being aggressive. And I was like, oh no, I didn't, this person has the same feeling here. That they may actually come across as quite spiky, quite, honing in on something that may be quite vulnerable inside you, and you don't like them at first. This person appears cocky, confident, and annoying. So why do you like them? You like them because you've got 3 arcana here. You've got the Star, the Empress, and the Devil. You've got the Devil here as well in the 7th house. There's a strong pull towards this person because of their strength, and in giving to others, there's a beauty that you somehow recognise. This doesn't feel like there's a great revelation later, like I think, what is it, Pile 1 or Pile 2, where you find out something. This is somebody that you sense straight away has more to them, even though they rub you up the wrong way. You know this person gives, I think. And this is a no-nonsense person for other people's rubbish. It's quite a scary pile, but it's an exciting pile, and it's like somebody that you need to, and I don't mean this in any way negative towards you, but like hang on to coattails, because this person feels like they're going somewhere with regards to, it feels to me like burrowing a hole in reality, and they're the head of it, and they're going where they're going, and other people can fall in line. This is somebody that makes changes, and they've got a strong personality, and they need that to make changes, and this person's got a good heart and strong, good intentions for groups of people, and you can sense that. Your person will be attracted to you because you have the same spirit, but you're more at ease with it. Your person's struggling from, I guess, childhood issues, and they've learnt to impose themselves on the world. You do it because there's excitement in it, and there's fire inside you, and you want to discover things, but you're coming from a place of inner ease. They're coming from a place of inner angst, although there's similarities between you. Before I go, pile number 3, the type of person I'm thinking of is a couple that I know who, you wouldn't guess this about the woman, but she's got like a fiery moon, and some things that she comes out with, I can see why her Aries husband is very attracted to her. It's like a bit of oomph behind, but there's very sweet exterior that has actually got a reason to be sweet, because you're just at ease with yourself. Kind, giving, learnt your lessons, no bitterness, at home in your own body, at home with yourself, but still pushing forward, enjoying life with a smile on your face. And it's like something between the pair of you can sniff out like animals. Like 2 badgers in a den that meet each other down a tube. That's what it feels like. And you recognise each other. And there's a bit of cussing at the beginning. A bit of scrapping at the beginning, and then it grows into something that I feel is, you've got the Empress, the Star, and the Devil twice, is beautifully obsessive with a feeling that it could move forward into something brighter. It's like once you get over the initial fight, this unravels into something that's an extremely, extremely strong relationship. No mess in this person. Right, I'm going to go pile number 3. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.